All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're looking at a pretty stark warning from an AI insider, a guy named Matt Shumer. And his message is simple. Most of us are about to be completely blindsided by a tech shift that's way, way bigger than we think.
He kicks things off with this quote, and honestly, it's a heavy one. Just think back to, say, January or February of 2020. Remember that feeling? That sense that this COVID thing was distant news, maybe a bit of an overreaction? Schumer's arguing that's exactly where we are right now with AI. We're standing right on the edge of this massive, world-changing event, and we just don't get the scale of it yet.
So why is he the one speaking out? Well, as the CEO of an AI company, Schumer is basically saying he can't keep giving the polite, everything's fine, cocktail party version of what's happening. He feels like he has a real responsibility to share what's actually going on from inside the industry.
And this, right here, is the core of his message. He's convinced there's this huge and frankly dangerous gap between what most people think AI can do and what it's already doing in the hands of people on the front lines. And he's trying to sound the alarm to close that gap.
Now, Matt is really, really clear on this next point. This isn't some crystal ball prediction about the future. He's saying, look, I'm just reporting what's already happened to me and my friends in the tech world. And he's warning that everyone else is next in line.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This is a shocking thing to hear from the CEO of a tech company. He's not talking about some intern's job. He's talking about his own core skills. He's saying that AI has gotten so good it can now do the fundamental technical work that he used to do himself.
And this just shows you how wild things have gotten. It's not just a helper tool anymore. He can just describe an app, in plain English. The AI goes and writes all the code. But here's the kicker, the part that was total science fiction just a year ago. It then opens the app and tests it like a human would, and then fixes it based on its own tests. It just hands you a finished product.
So you might be sitting there thinking, hang on, I've used these tools, they're kind of clunky, they hallucinate, they make stuff up. And you know what? Schumer says you are absolutely right, back then. The problem is, the reality of what these systems can do today has evolved at a speed that is just hard to comprehend.
He uses this great analogy. He says most people are judging AI's potential based on the free versions out there. It's like trying to understand what an iPhone 15 can do by playing Snake on an old Nokia flip phone. And that outdated perception, he says it's dangerous because it's stopping us from getting ready for what's already here.
Okay, so this all leads to the big, and for a lot of us, kind of scary question, right? What does this actually mean for your job? Specifically, any job that mostly happens in front of a computer screen.
And then he hits us with this number, 50%. He's quoting Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, who predicts AI will get rid of half of all entry-level white-collar jobs in the next 1 to 5 years. And Schumer says a lot of people in the industry think even that is a conservative guess. The capability, he says, is here now.
So why is this wave of automation so different? Well, think about it. In the past, a machine might replace a specific physical task, and that factory worker could retrain for an office job. But AI is different. It's a substitute for what's called general cognitive work. Reading, writing, analyzing, communicating. It's getting better at all of it at the same time. And that leaves way fewer places for people to pivot to.
Okay, so that's the warning. It's a lot. But here's the good news. Schumer isn't just screaming fire and running away. He's actually offering a playbook. He's saying there's this short window of time right now to turn all this disruption into a massive personal advantage. And his advice is super direct. First, he says you've got to start using the best AI tools for your actual work, not just to mess around. He stresses that you have to act with urgency, like right now, because this early adopter advantage won't last. It also means you have to drop your ego, be willing to be a beginner again, and on a practical note, he says get your finances in order and start really thinking about what skills will truly matter in a couple of years.
But then he completely flips the script. See, it's not all doom and gloom. He really emphasizes the other side of this coin. For every job that's at risk, a huge barrier to creating something new is being absolutely obliterated.
What's he mean by that? Well, think about anything you've ever wanted to do. Build an app, but you can't code? Write a book, but you're not a great writer? Master a tough skill, but you don't have a teacher? All of those barriers are just vanishing. These tools can be your personal coder, your co-writer, your infinitely patient tutor. It's a total game changer for pursuing your passions.
Which brings us to the very last point,
and probably the single most important piece of advice Shumer has for anyone who wants to not just survive, but actually thrive through all of this.
And here's the key insight. It's not what you think. The goal isn't to become an expert in one specific AI tool, because whatever tool is hot today is going to be ancient history in a year or two. No, the real lasting advantage is the meta skill. It's building the habit of learning, the comfort with being a beginner over and over again. It's all about constant adaptation.
And he makes it super concrete with this one simple commitment. 1 hour a day. That's it. He says, don't just read about AI, actively use it, push it, break it, try to automate a part of your job. He claims that if you just do that, you will understand what's coming better than 99% of the people around you, simply because most people still aren't really paying attention.
So we'll leave you with the same thought Matt Shumer leaves us with. He's absolutely convinced this isn't science fiction anymore. For the people inside the tech world, the ground is already shaking. The only real question left is, when is the rest of us going to feel it?